Hundreds of journalists are being laid off as the coronavirus is causing the liberal media to implode. That's what we'll be talking about on today's video. You're not going to believe how the mainstream Marxist media is collapsing as we speak. And we're going to find out that that implosion is happening all the while conservative alternative media is growing by leaps and bounds. I think it's going to make your day. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you. Awesome to be with you as always. A super safe and sound lockdown Tuesday to each and every one of you. If this is your first time here at this channel, you found your home. If you're looking for the rise of a new conservative nationalist populist age and where you can celebrate that, well, you found your family here. We post 2 videos a day analyzing current events in light of some super awesome conservative trends so you can live in the present in light of even better things to come. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. You're going to love interacting with this online community of conservatives from all over the world. Also for everyone, before you do anything else, make sure to click on the link below and check out the awesome video that we put together just for you featuring our brand new Turley Talks Insiders Club. This is something we put together really at your request. We've received countless emails over the past several months of how you can get closer access to me and my work analyzing the rise of a new conservative age, and how you can be directly part of a massive group of conservatives from all over the world to network with. Well, your wish is our command. That is precisely what you're going to get by joining our Insiders Club. By becoming a member, you get more access, exclusive access to me and our journey together into this new conservative age we're embarking on. Each week, you get a special deep dive video reserved solely for our Insiders members. You'll get access to our private Facebook group that features conservatives from all over the world. They're absolutely amazing. Plus, you get my monthly reading list to keep you updated on the best and most enriching information out there. You get a number of bonus videos, such as video courses that I teach, and you'll even get some cool, awesome accessories like our Turley Talks tumbler that you can put your coffee in or whatever your beverage of choice is. So don't wait. Make sure to click on that link below and watch the video on the Turley Talks Insiders Club to get a fuller sense of what you'll be a part of. I think you're going to absolutely love it, and it'll be an absolute privilege to journey with you into this new conservative age together. All right? All right, let's dive right in here. I know we're living in some very strange times right now, no question. We're in an unprecedented period of shutdowns and lockdowns and the like. But it's so important that we don't lose sight of some of the, shall we say, silver linings in the midst of this pandemic. And today, that's exactly what we're going to do. CNN, of all places, has had to admit that hundreds of so-called journalists, we rather describe them as left-wing activists disguised as journalists, but hundreds of them are being laid off as we speak as a result of the very coronavirus pandemic that they were hoping would bring down President Trump. As of a week ago last Sunday, it was being reported that the pandemic shutdown was speeding up the collapse of local newsrooms. CNN featured the Detroit Metro Times, which had to slash their staff by 50% from 16 to 8 employees after its parent company, Euclid Media Group, announced layoffs across its 7 newspapers as a result of the pandemic. For those who remain, most were seeing a 10% pay cut in their salaries. In fact, at least 100 people in local newsrooms across the United States lost their jobs in March. But as of last Friday, that number shot up to 300 people, which is basically killing the local news industry. If you think it through, there's not that much to report on at a local level. All the local events are canceled. Shops are closed down. There's nothing really to report on. So their ad revenue is drying up. No one's advertising with them anymore. So local media is imploding. Beyond Euclid Media, there were layoffs reported at the Tampa Bay Times, the News and Review newspapers in Sacramento, Chico, and Reno, the Portland Mercury, and on and on. We could keep going. And don't forget that many of the local newspaper conglomerates are public. So the Gannett Company, for example, which owns a number of local newspapers, their stock has just been plummeting. As of November of last year, their stock was trading at about $7 a share. As of last week, it was down to about $1 a share. So a horrific plunge for the media in this. Now, this pandemic couldn't have come at a worse time for the fake news media. We did a video on the job losses that have plagued the mainstream media for the last several years. You'll definitely want to check that out by clicking on the link. I'll link it down below for you as well in the pinned comment section. But Business Insider recently reported on the amount of media jobs that were lost just in the single year of 2019. It was around 7,800 media jobs lost, nearly 8,000 media jobs gone, which is far more than the 5,000 jobs that were slashed between the years 2014 and 2017. In other words, more jobs have been lost in the mainstream media world in 2019 alone than the last 4 or 5 years combined. It's an utterly astonishing job loss. Among the victims there, CNN has lost 100 jobs, BuzzFeed slashed 200 rather. Vice Media lost 265 jobs. NBC lost 80 jobs. The Washington Post Express got rid of 20. Think Progress got completely shut down. ESPN dropped 20 jobs. Even NPR, National Public Radio, lost 9 jobs. But the worst victim was the ultra-liberal Huffington Post, which suffered a horrific 800 layoffs. I think Business Insider said it best. They reported that the cuts represented a seismic shift in the media landscape. How's that for putting it? Again, keep in mind, this was all happening before the coronavirus epidemic, okay? And so this is what I mean when I say that this pandemic simply couldn't have come at a worse time for the mainstream Marxist media. Get this. Breitbart reported on a recent Pew study that found that 36% of the largest newspapers across the United States, as well as at least 23% of the highest trafficked digital news outlets, experienced layoffs between the years 2017 2018. I don't know if you know this, but newspaper circulation today is at its lowest level since the 1940s. You heard that right. Newspaper circulation in the United States as of today is at its lowest level since the 1940s. And this despite their online presence and paywall and subscriptions and the like. As I understand, for the last 28 straight consecutive years, the mainstream print media has declined in readership. And so this coronavirus pandemic has only served to hasten a trend that was already well established over the last several years. The mainstream Marxist media is indeed imploding. It's falling apart. And this is all happening, interestingly enough, as conservative alternative media is skyrocketing in its popularity. According to a study by the Columbia Journalism Review, there are currently about 20 conservative websites which attract at least 1 million unique visitors per month, which is very, very good. So we're talking some of the old guard like National Review and the Washington Times and Newsmax. Alex Jones' InfoWars continues to get significant traffic. The Gateway Pundit, Big League Politics, of course, Breitbart. But one of the things they noticed is the dramatic and frankly astonishing traffic growth of FoxNews.com, which is the digital arm of the most watched cable news network, Fox News. FoxNews.com is different than Fox News technically. It has its own staff and structure. And while Fox News has been dominating the cable ratings by far, few recognize that FoxNews.com is dominating news coverage in terms of web traffic. What's astonishing here is that FoxNews.com has doubled their traffic since 2015. They're now at more than 100 million unique visitors per month, which represents nearly a third of the United States population, if you think that through. What's more is that its monthly unique visitors have far exceeded the traffic coming to, say, the New York Times or the Washington Post sites. And it's not just Fox News. The Washington Examiner, they're second to FoxNews.com in terms of monthly traffic, and they've seen considerable growth just in the last couple of years. Between 2018 and 2019, the Washington Examiner actually doubled their monthly traffic from 5 million unique visitors to 10 million in the span of a year. In fact, the Examiner, like FoxNews.com, has posted traffic gains every month over the course of the last year. Moreover, we've seen the rise of what's called the intellectual dark web, which continues to dominate YouTube and in turn is dominated by voices from the right. I was really pleased to see an article by John Waters called The YouTube Revolution, where he cited a number of YouTube stars that are surging in this age of Trump, that include Jordan Peterson and Paul Joseph Watson and Stefan Molyneux. And he kindly included yours truly in that list. I was very flattered, obviously. So while we're certainly living in some very strange and bizarre times, a major silver lining in it all turns out to be the fact that the mainstream media, the liberal Marxist media, may indeed end up being the single biggest victim of the coronavirus. Now, before you go, you'll definitely want to check out my video I just posted on Nancy Pelosi imploding. She is literally coming unhinged as the Democratic Party has become more irrelevant than ever before. Think of it this way. Toilet paper right now is more relevant than Joe Biden. Okay, let that hit you. I think you're going to love that video. Make your day. So make sure to click on the link and I'll see you over there. God bless.